there's only potentially 3 more of these to do all year. Potentially, isn't it? What's the name? Well, good afternoon. I promised it would be a 1 o'clock start, and it is going to be a 1 o'clock start. Our athletes here, I mean, what a great start for the second press conference for the Diamond League Final here in Zurich. I'm Colin Jackson, and I'll be hosting all the press conferences this afternoon. And we're starting with Olympic champions. We do not get any better than this, guys. This is absolutely fantastic. You know all these faces very well. Noah, Julien, and of course, Letsile. If you don't mind, gentlemen, I will start with ladies first, because being a Brit, I kind of have that kind of etiquette in that sense. So yesterday, Julien, they all said to me, oh, you know, you've got your questions set out here. You're going to stick to your questions, or are we going to work organically? So I went, it's up to you. And they said to me, oh, let's do it organically. So guess what? We're doing the same thing again today, right? So first thing is, we'll go in and we'll say, first of all, for you, fantastic that you're here. We're at the Diamond League Final. You had an awesome start of the year. And then you frightened us a little bit, because there was a little bit of injury scares. And we're thinking, please, no, we need the Olympic champion to have a flawless season. How are you now?
I'm good. I'm pretty healthy. I can't complain. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty healthy.
And that's a good place to be.
Yeah, it's a great place. I mean, all praise to the Most High that I'm here and pretty healthy.
Absolutely. And I'll be popping out in a little bit to watch you do some training as well, because I know you'll be going straight out there just to get those legs turning over. I mean, being the Olympic champion, first of all, it was a busy old season last year, of course. Yeah. And it wasn't just athletically busy, but personally. When you're the first person in St. Lucia to achieve it, you achieved, there was a lot of stuff that has to be done as well. Everybody's so surprised that you managed to handle that so beautifully well and still come out flying this season. So tell us, how did you manage it and do what you're doing?
I mean, going back home, first of all, was nothing short of amazing, being on Ireland and being celebrated by my people of St. Lucia. You know, but I have a great team around me that kept me grounded, and I had to realize that it's only one championship and there's more that I want. So I have to realize I can't get comfortable because there's always somebody coming. And I know that I'm only now just starting off my career as a professional, and I had to continue working hard, continue making sacrifices to get what I want. So I just stuck to that.
Yeah, and Letsile, for you, I guess it's something pretty similar in that sense. Arriving back home in Botswana, there was a lot of excitement for you, and then, of course, you have to return the following year and try and back it up. So you've experienced a very similar thing to Julien.
Yeah, we did experience the similar thing. The reception was really amazing, and at some point I thought, like, okay, if this is something that's going to happen every year, then I need to stay at the top there.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure, and expectation is huge. And I think for you, Noah, yourself, I mean, battling to get into the US team, even if you're Olympic champion and world champion, you still got to battle. It's never flawless. It's never easy for you.
No, it's a second world championships for sure. Being a part of Team USA, you know, I was there watching the 100-meter final. And I'm like, ooh, wow! I would have third if I ran the time I did last year to win the Olympic championship, Olympic championships. If I ran the same time that year, so I'm like, wow, yeah, this is a hard team, hardest team to make for sure.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. And so with that in mind, there's never, ever, ever from anybody a genuine, I don't want to say, take it for granted that you're going to make teams in that sense. It's never easy. You cannot take it for granted. We've got great athletes missing out.
Yeah, I mean, having a bye is the only way to say I'm guaranteed, and those are hard to get. So every time you go up for another team, you can't take it for granted. Nothing's guaranteed, nothing's given, everything's taken.
Julien, for you, for example, now, you've had a cracking 100-meter start in that sense, 10.7s literally on a regular basis. Even when I was a competing athlete myself, as a hurdler, I would struggle to run 10s consistently. But you are the world leader for 200 in that sense. So how does that make you feel? Do you feel kind of like, okay, the 200 could be my event this year? Because it's still going to be tough.
I mean, like, anything you want in life never comes easy, but I'm just taking one day at a time, one race at a time. I'm not thinking about world champs yet. I do have this race tomorrow, God's willing, to think about. And then whenever that's done, I'll think about world championships and then the 100 and 200.
Okay, I'm going to just push you a little bit on that now. In a sense, when you think of the women's 200 meters, for example, there are so many champions in that field that you're up against, world champions, Olympic champions, you're the world lead, you're yourself an Olympic champion. Come a semi-final, is that slightly more stressful than actually the final itself?
You know, I can't say for sure. I know last year the semi-final in the 100 was very stressful. I cannot think about the 200. That's not something I think about. I know no one I have spoken about me accepting the 200.
Anytime. Anytime.
But I'm not really thinking about the 200. I just want to have fun when it comes to the 200 and just not really think so much of it as compared to the 100, where I think it's, you know, my baby event and I really want to just ensure I'm, you know, executing.
Do you know, I started to smile there because there'll be some 200-meter runners who go in, I can't believe she's just joking and messing about. I'm not taking it that serious in that sense. But it is a good place to be, that is for sure. Let's see, for you, your last competition was in the big league in Botswana, 100 meters. How did that go for you in that sense, having to go home and then to come back here for the Diamond League final?
I mean, we argued before I went for that race because it wasn't on our plan. It just came up and popped up, and I was like, okay, if I'm to do this, then it means now we have to cancel because we're hoping we're going to double here. If you do that one, then it means we cancel this one. So that's how it came about. And coming back from a refreshed mind, refreshed body, it means a lot to me. It means now you can start thinking straightforward coming into the competition.
Yeah. Noah, for you, you've had I want to describe a steady build for the year in relative terms, right? Right? Steady.
Give or take.
Yeah, steady, right? I had a conversation with a Formula One driver, Charles Leclerc, before the Monaco Grand Prix, Diamond League. Yeah. And Charles said to me, he said, oh, Colin, how is Noah? And I went, I don't know. I said, I don't know. I mean, he goes, can he go sub 20? I said, I don't know. We're going to find out tomorrow, I guess, when I saw him. And so because he turned up, he was there watching, and you went sub 20. You must have been pretty pleased with that because it was a tough competition with the man not too far away.
Yeah, I knew going into the race that it was going to be hot and heavy, regardless of, you know, what shape I was in. I wanted to give, you know, of course, my best effort, but I was going in with the mindset of I got to give everything I have from the get-go. You know, it's not going to be like my normal preseason meets where, you know, I come in with maybe like a 19.9 or even like a 20 flat, 20.1. It's like, hey, you know, we got to execute at a higher level than we're probably used to for a first-year competition. But, I mean, gosh, I love a challenge.
Yeah, you sure did. I mean, I say, if we go back to the beginnings, when I say you had a kind of steadier start, I mean, April time, there you are, running 400 meters, going, you know, 45. You must have been thinking to yourself, oh, I don't think I'm going to do this much. I mean, bring back that 200-meter mark at 100. But it's all part of the process, right? Because the championships is pretty late in relative terms.
Yeah, I mean, the reason that I kind of did the 400 was, to be honest, based off of, you know, Olympic depression, really. I was just it was so hard to come back to the 100 and the 200 and being like, okay, here I come back to a track meet where it's like, I don't know what competition people are going to give. It's not nearly the stadium that I was just at the last time I ran the event, nor do I know. Everybody usually is like, oh, well, I'm just coming into shape. I'm not really a fan of that type of mentality. I'm really more of a fan of, hey, you know, if I'm here on the track, I'm giving my all. You know, that's the type of mindset that not only I expect from myself, but I would hope from everybody who shows up every day.
Listen, for you, I mean, the 400 meters is nothing that's too fearful because it seems any sprint event you step into, 1, 2, 3, or 4, you look very comfortable.
I appreciate you for saying that.
Yeah.
Apparently, I got a great poker face.
Yeah. It's your stride length goes from beautiful to nice.
Thank you.
Yeah. Whilst you're doing that let's say you just seem to have that full control over the whole sprint distance. I mean, is that something that you've had from the beginnings of your career right the way through? You've had that capability, or is it something you've actually worked on?
It's something that we have worked on because the The main problem was if we are to stick to only 2 events, then it means there's no room for improvement going forward. So us doing all the event, it meant now the body it knows it can do the longer distance, the shorter distance. So it's still confused on which is which. So as time goes on, as we're getting old, then that's when we'll stick to 2 events only.
One of the things I love about this new generation of sprinters wise, and women as well, Julien, is that you're not fearful of going head to heads. You know, in the past, there was a lot of time when people would just avoid people, you know, and just for the major championships. You guys always were happy to just dive in. Whoever's there, I'm taking on the challenge. For us as a fan, that's brilliant. I mean, for you guys, do you ever think about, oh, I regret taking that one? I should have just taken a little bit of a break. I saw Julien and go, hell no, I'm going in.
Yeah, I mean, for me, whenever my coach feel like I'm ready to get out there, and he always says to me, he will never put me on a line if I'm not ready to compete. So I know that whenever I'm there, you know, I'm always ready to compete and not scared of anybody.
I like it. Noah?
I'd say that the only races that have really like given me probably that fear factor has been the 60s. And I think that was the reason that my coach put me into more of them over the last 2 years, knowing that my greatest competitions are very good starters and accelerators, that I need to surround myself around their strengths so I can know when the time comes, I'll be able to hang, I'll be able to keep, you know, in pockets length and be able to, you know, see my gift, which is, you know, topping and finishing at the end of a race in the summer months.
Yeah, and Letsile, for you, the same. I mean, you come over representing Africa, Botswana so well against the Americans, against the Caribbeans. I mean, you are up for that challenge.
I mean, all the time when Noah is there, I'm like, come on, we can't do this over and over again. But at the end of the day, we have to get the job done. So once Noah is there, it becomes so much stressful because you know you have to put in your A games than when there's other rest of the pack, you know, okay, my B game, so that Noah cannot see what's going on. And then so that's how we go about it. But now we have to face off because we are now preparing for the World Championships where we're going to meet more often than just once and then disappear. So
yeah, I'm loving it, that is for sure. Absolutely. Talking about the challenges, we're here. It's a Diamond League final. How are you all feeling about the competition? I mean, I won't talk to you yet. I'm going to go straight to Julien because your major rival is sitting right there. Right? Well, Julien, yours are waiting for you back in the hotel. So you're all good in a sense. So how are you feeling about coming into this Diamond League final and what you could achieve?
You know, I'm excited. It's my first race, you know, since London 200. I think it's been 5 weeks since I last competed. So I'm pretty excited to see where I'm at and see what my coach and I have been working on and putting a race together in preparation for Tokyo.
Okay, go on. What are you expecting? I know you're going to go, well, victory, but you can put a time on it.
In the rain.
No time.
In the rain. No time. Just
execution. Just seeing like if what we've been working on in practice, if I'm putting it together in the race. That's all I'm thinking about now.
All right, that's a good one. I'm looking at you two boys now. I'm thinking, which one of you is going to go? Which one of you is going to go first? There's only one of these trophies for the 200 going to be given out. Okay. You yourself, you had a wild card to get here.
Yeah.
So you know.
Well, it was funny.
Fortunate about getting that wild card then.
Well, it's funny that I was given the wild card only to find out that they were going to have to put me in regardless because too many people decided that they weren't going to run. So
right.
Wild card wasn't really needed at the end of the day.
Okay, so you snuck in anyway. Regardless, it wasn't necessary.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. And what's your thinking of the race itself? Because it's not going to be easy.
I said I like challenges. Does anybody know what the fastest time running the rain is in the 200?
I'm going to try and think now. The brain's going.
I don't know, but 1950. I'm sorry?
In Lausanne? In Lausanne. Somebody would have run 1950.
Bolt ran 1950 in the rain? 60, 50?
1960 in the rain.
Well, that sounds good because that's what me and my coach got in our heads.
Okay, alrighty. Now you know the secret.
I mean, I can help him do that. So it's all done and dusted.
Okay, here's the plan. We're gonna rabbit each other, and then whoever got in the last 50 can have it.
Yeah, I think that'll work. That'll work wonderfully well. Guys, it's time for you on the floor here. If you've got any questions for the, hands went up straight away here. Come on then.
I'm going to ask you, Noah and Letsile, the same question that I asked Jakob and Josh last year. What do you think is the best trait that each other has?
Your strengths.
Shoot. I would definitely say versatility. Letsile has a strong versatility in all his events. It's very, it's very impressive and it's very needed. I mean, when I was coming up, in the sprints myself, I was like, wow, there's not a lot of doublers out here. There's not a lot of people who can go from the 100 to the 4 or even the 100 to the 3. So it was, kind of weird because I felt that watching through from '07 to about 2015, there were a lot more doublers, and then they kind of drifted off, and now you could see a resurgence with Letsile being one of those people.
And Letsile, what strengths do you see of Noah? What do you consider one of his best strengths, his assets?
I mean, I've seen him in London. His top end is something that's crazy, that's unmatched, and I haven't seen anybody get to that level. For you to catch him and pass, it takes a lot from somebody. So that's where he is.
Yep, nice honest answers. I like that. Yeah.
Thank you for the appreciation. We need this.
Yeah. Got another question here.
Hello, I'm Santtu from Finnish News Media. Julien, 2 questions to you. First of all, could you a little bit tell me what kind of injury it was? Was it a hamstring injury or what kind of? And then the second question to you, could you a little bit tell how has your life changed after the Olympic title?
Yeah, tell us your secrets, Julien.
Yeah, we all want to know.
To answer your first question, I am healthy. I said it earlier on, I am pretty healthy. It's really frustrating to be answering that constantly. How my life changed after the Olympics. I would say I'm recognized more. I think that also becoming tourism ambassador for my country, so not just representing them on the global stage, but being able to talk about, how beautiful we are and just, share my country with the world.
Absolute.
Okay, is it okay if I tell a quick story?
Go on.
I've been in Amsterdam for a while, and I went to Wagamama's, and the waiter recognized me. We had a good conversation. I said, "Oh, where are you from?" He said, "St. Lucia." I was like, "Oh, no kidding." He's like, "Oh, yeah, Julien is my girl." Got into a 15-minute conversation about Julien. Your people are very proud of you.
They are. They've shown it so
100%.
many times that
Yeah.
they are.
100%. That's so right. So right. And well deserved as well. Never easy. Do you have another question from the floor, potentially? Yep. We'll take this one.
Hi, Mathias Dave from Leak. Question to Noah. You talked before about the rain. We remember last week in Lausanne it was crazy. What did you learn from that experience? And if it's rain tomorrow, do you think you get an advantage?
I don't think the rain specifically is a disadvantage or an advantage. I mean, of course, if you keep your mind straight, you'll be fine. The race that, I said it 100 times in my press conference or my interviews after the race. I had a bad start. I had a bad reaction. That's really what I chalk up the race to. I wouldn't say the rain was something that hindered it all that much. And that proves because, Oblique ran a great time in it. So you can obviously run fast times in the rain. Just getting your mindset prepared and saying, hey, this is what we all got to deal with. That's really what it's about.
Brilliant. And we've got one last one here before we break out.
Hey, Julien, my question's for you. Obviously, you're a different athlete than you were from last season. Aside from the Olympic champion, what can you attribute that to?
Oh my God. I think I would say having a great team around me to pick me up when I'm down. I mean, having my family members who just treat me like a human being. But I would just say just trusting in God, having a great team around me who trust me and who can always, pick me up when I'm down. I would definitely say that.
Yeah, absolutely. I would like to thank Noah Lyles, Julien Alfred, and Coach Letsile Tebogo for joining us. There are going to be the one-on-ones opportunities. These guys also have got to do a little bit of practice. So I'm going to organise it. So if you got anything booked in time, we're going to do it like a mix zone situation so that everybody can get as many questions in it as quick as can so we can relieve these guys because they do have a final to prepare for tomorrow. So again, thank you very much for joining us. Do not disappear because we have to do the team picture as you know it, right? In that sense. Thanks a lot, guys. Thank you.